Welcome in, curious crafters, to the 1 hour Saturday Spotlight. Today we will be highlighting knitting TurnPike. Any questions seen within the chat at any point, start to finish, will be saved and asked to Gina at the end of her 1 hour interview with myself. Now, Gina, please try and ignore the chat as best you can. We will have no distractions here. I'll begin the countdown clock as soon as you come up. When you're ready for your first question, give me a thumbs up and we will start this interview. She's so hesitant, bless her. Okay. Welcome in, Gina.
Thank you.
Right, let's kick off with your very first question.
Oh, no. Okay.
Right, Gina, what can we expect to see from you in your future videos of your channel?
Let's see. Something I've always wanted to make that I've been a little bit anxious about doing are wearables. And I think it's all because of gauge and having to get that exactly right. But I hope to do more things for my hubby to wear, like sweaters, tops for me, because I'm a hot type of person. So sweaters are a little off for me, but socks. And definitely I will still be making shawls because those are, I just love making those. So I will always have at least 1 or 2 on the needles, and I just can't stop making them. But I do hope to branch off more into something a little bit where I can wear it a little bit more every day. So.
And your husband gets to be the willing victim.
Oh yeah, definitely. Poor guy.
Next question. What craft supply or craft tool is currently on your wish list?
Oh, some signature knitting needles. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those, but they're really high-end knitting needles. They come, they have like these, you can get them with like these points called stilettos. So that, I mean, I think you could probably even use them as a weapon if you wanted to, but you don't. It just makes it easier to pick up all that yarn, the little lace weight yarns and stuff. But I would love to have some of those. They're about, I think, $40 to $50 each. So it's a little bit on a wish list and have to save to get some.
So if this is needles, then is there a particular size of needle that you would prefer?
I usually use around a US 4, a US 5, or a US 6 because I'm usually working with fingering weight or lace. So those are the ones I use the most.
Okay, guys, in the chat, if anybody would like to grab Gina a special little prezi, we won't say who you are, but you may want to, but you know what to get her, despite her shaking her head. Okay, it will save her getting her shoes out the closet and using her stilettos as a needle. Next question. What craft items or materials do you love to splurge on given the opportunity?
Yarn and beads. Those are my favorite.
Any particular style, type of yarn?
Oh yeah. I like the super lace, more exotic fibers. Like, do you mind if I show one?
Yep, bear with me. I will chuck you up in the massive layout. There you go.
Okay. This is a yarn. One of my friends, Diana. It's Diana Dye. I have so much of her yarn over here beside me because I figured if somebody asked me, I wanted to show it. But this is 100% bamboo yarn, and when I make shawls out of this, they have amazing drape and just super lightweight, super flowy, which is what I just love the most about shawls, when I can watch them in the wind, just have such movement. But this yarn is, she makes bamboo, she makes silk and seashell fibers, and they're just not cheap. But this is my splurge and my luxuries, but they're just really beautiful fibers. I hope the sun's not
Every girl's got
warm
a splurge sometimes, Gina.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like my husband to see those packages coming through the door, though.
Don't worry, they're not weapons, honest.
Yeah, you bought more yarn.
Just don't look at your bill when it comes through the post.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I like it. It's a very particular type of yarn. It's not just yarn, I'm just going to go to Walmart and just go grab what I can. No, we are specific. We are exotic yarn.
Yes. I'm very good at picking out things that are extremely expensive that I want.
Gina with the expensive tastes.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Do you do, or are you willing to do, any collaborations?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the things I'm enjoying most about having a YouTube channel is meeting new people, meeting different crafters, learning what they do. And I enjoy watching the channels that do have those collaborations going on. I think it's fun watching different people do the same project, but do it a different way, the colors they picked, why they put this together this way. I think it's very interesting. So yes, I would definitely be interested in something like that.
So is there somebody on your radar that you would love to come forward and say, Knitting Turnpike, Gina, I'd love to do a collaboration with you. Will you?
Oh, goodness. I don't have anybody on my radar per se. I'm open to anybody and everybody. I think everybody has something to offer. So I've enjoyed meeting new people. So, and everybody has something different to offer, so just
that's brilliant. I don't think you could have done a better answer unless you'd said, with you, of course, Lisa, with you. But, I'll let it pass. It's fine.
Can I change my answer?
Too late. It's out there now. Next question. What?
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know what's coming. What was your last big purchase within your craft room? And please don't tell me 20 bags of silk yarn.
I don't know. I think I don't have them here to show, but I have a box of Furls crochet hooks. Yeah, and they were not cheap, but I got the box as well, and I have like from D to whatever size they make, and that was a big.
That's quite a big deal for a craft room. That's well done.
Thank you.
Now you just got to pick up a hook, girl. Cheating.
I was ready for you.
Thanks. Okay. Regarding your channel, where do you hope your channel will take you? Or what, maybe better said, what are you hoping to gain from having your channel? That might be a better way of saying it.
Okay. I am more about, I really want that interaction with whoever finds my stuff interesting, because they're my people, and I want to connect. I say this a lot when I do these videos, these What Are Your Knitting videos, but I really enjoy it when people put down below what they're knitting on, because I want to hear that, and I want to kind of build. And I don't think YouTube is really probably the best way to do it, but I am enjoying it. But I want to build sort of like a little family where we can share. And I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I envision doing videos where I can see what you're doing, whereas you can see what I'm doing. I don't want it to be all about myself. And that's kind of where I would really like for it to go. I got to find that right way to do that.
Involved interaction.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What craft supply or tool do you not like, but everyone else seems to love?
DPNs.
Ooh.
DPNs.
Why? I can see them. They're still in the packet. They're not even out the packet.
Because they're harder to use. They're so fiddly, and you have to use all 5 of these. Well, a lot of times when you're doing these,
shove them at the camera. Look,
I'll take them out. But you have to use them all at the same time. They're just like little chopsticks.
Needles. Ugh.
And they're fiddly. You're going in the round with them, and it's just till you get really good at using them. They're just, to me, it's fiddly. That's why I probably should have started my first sock using these, but I don't like them so much that I went with a magic loop instead.
I have to say, for somebody that does a lot of lace work and very fine, intricate detailing on stuff, the fact that you don't like fiddly DPNs really surprises me.
I'm different. I'm very different.
Well, Gina, thank goodness for that, because if you weren't different, you'd be boring, and that you ain't.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
we won't have that in this channel. No. Okay. Have you ever had a craft fail?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I've had many failures. I can't just pick one. But a recent one, I was doing this project last year. It was a mystery knit along all year long. I got down to like the next, I think there was 3 more clues left. And I just did something weird with the border, and I ended up frogging the whole thing after working on it almost a whole year. But it just didn't look right. I don't know what I did wrong, but it looked awful. And I just said,
oh, that must have been hard to frog it all, to just go all that work. Forget it.
I didn't like the look of it, so it really wasn't that hard. I was just, by that time, I was just like, I don't like this.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the other end of the scale then. What would you say was your biggest success?
Okay, and it's kind of along that same lines. I was making a shawl, the Love Is shawl that Pat Frazier, and I was knitting it, and this was also mystery knit along, so you got clues, and I knitted the second clue, and then the third clue came out. And when I printed it off. I like to print mine off on paper so I can kind of check things off as I go along. And as I was knitting this third clue, I was like, this seems an awful lot like the second clue. Just in my head, I was like, seems familiar. But I was like, I don't know anything about this. Just keep going. I get to the end of it, and then I start to put my pages in order, and I knit the second clue twice. So I had to rip out 40 rows of lace and beads. Yes, 40 rows, because I had knitted that many extra and duplicate. But I did it, and I was nervous about it, and I took my time, and I picked everything back up, got it all back together, and finished it, and it's one of my favorite pieces. So.
And now it's out of your hands and being enjoyed by another.
Yeah, Pat has it, so I hope she's enjoying it.
There you go. So someone is able to love your work that you've taken time, care, patience over, and I hope Miss Pat appreciates it. You have her favourite item. Give it back. No, keep it.
Well, it was a fundraiser thing, so she didn't really ask for it. She just got it. So I hope she loves it.
It almost sounds like, she got lumbered with it. Oh, well. I know she loves it. I know she loves it. So all good. Okay. Next question. Gina, what did you fear about making your very first video?
So many things. I'm not a fast thinker, fast talker. I don't really find my stuff interesting. I mean, I talked to my husband about this stuff and he starts glazing over. So I felt like it would be a little bit not that interesting. I'm not really a designer. I'm really just kind of sharing what I'm making. And I just didn't know if people would even really want to watch that. So all those fears.
But you've kind of gone past that. We're quite a few videos in now. It's behind you, it's in the past, it's done, and those that are following you now are really enjoying it. So fear or not, you're conquering it. Well done.
Thank you.
Next question. I know what
when she laughs like that before she even asks it, I'm just Grace.
I'm so sorry. I just looked at this and I'm like, well, I know what the opposite is. Okay. Do you have a favorite part of the video making process? Like any part of the video making process? I'm turning the camera off.
When I'm done. when it finishes compiling and it's like when it's done, and I think that's it. I think that if I want to be honest here, and I'm being honest, I like being honest. I want people to be honest with me.
Please.
I like the whole knitting part. I think the whole editing part of the videos is probably my least favorite part of it because it's bringing me away from the yarn and the knitting and the interaction. You know, it's less time I can spend answering messages or comments, and that's what I like. The editing, I need to make some money or something so somebody else could do that for me, and that would be like the perfect thing.
Brian!
Yeah, he's so busy, but carve out some time for me, hubby.
Okay, really easy one for you next.
All right.
Really easy. How did you choose your channel name?
Oh, that's easy. Except if you really want to know, I put like a lot of thought into this. I had like a brainstorming session and I wrote like 100 names. I just kept, I was going to call it like knitting down the pike because everybody uses that term, coming down the pike. And, of course, everybody knows my last name. And I just didn't like it. I think I even have a video on my channel where I said, welcome to knitting down the pike, because that's what I was originally going to call it. But then I just, I don't know, we were driving down the road, TurnPike, I saw it, and I'm like, that's what I needed to call it. But it did actually take me some time to figure it out. I know it doesn't seem like it would, but it did. So
you got there in the end.
We got there in the end.
And it's short and sweet.
Right. The coming down the pike just didn't roll off my mouth, even though everybody says that all the time. I mean, we hear it all the time on the TV. So it was like, it just, seemed like that should be the one, but it didn't stick. So.
No, you've got to take something that sits right with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What is your number one tip to other people for organizing craft supplies?
Oh, okay. Ugh. That's probably
the I don't organize them myself. How can I give
I was supposed to do this in my knitting room and it's not organized, so I'm sitting here on the couch still. I say just do it because I have a hard time just doing it. I think you have to find what works the best for you, because I've tried to organize my yarn by colors. I've tried to organize my yarn by weights. I've tried to, different ways that people tell you how to organize things, and it doesn't work for me. I still cannot find what I'm looking for. I can't remember where I put this yarn. So I think I am going to be working on this spring cleaning session and organizing I think what I'm going to do for my yarn room is I'm going to put mine in alphabetical order, because I have everything that I own with yarn in a on Ravelry, and it's all, you can put it, in order by the name, and that way I know that if I'm looking for a yarn that starts with A, that bin, and I think that's how I'm going to do it, but I think you have to find what works best for you. If you're more color driven, I know I want a green yarn, do it by color, or if it's more by weights, if just find what works for you and then do it that way. Does that answer your question?
I think that works rather well.
Okay.
I do. I think it's a good answer. Well done. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite YouTube channel?
Lisa Ladybird Loves.
No. You've got to be honest with this. You can't just say. It doesn't even have to be Yarny related. It might be trails through the woodland, or it could be absolutely anything. What is your, if you just feel like, do you know what, I just fancy a little bit of blah blah blah, just to relax or get some inspiration or whatever, just give me a go-to channel.
That's really hard. I don't know. It's me a hard question.
You don't have to answer it if you really can't. It's
I don't really, I don't know. I like all of them, but I lately I just watch all my friends' channels. I don't really have a lot of time for just, I don't know. Lisa Ladybird Loves.
Oh, I can feel.
I watch all your videos, so I can say that.
I know you're only there for Beanie. Everybody is. I know. Okay.
She's a cutie pie.
My butt is nice and warm and kissed and refreshed, and thank you very much.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Next question. What's your favorite thing about having your own YouTube channel? Now, you did touch on it before. Go into a little bit more detail for us.
The meeting everybody that likes to do what I like to do. The sharing, that part where I've met a lot of people through other channels or through my channel, and people have even emailed me. We've gotten to know each other a little bit more personally than you can just put in a comment, and they share with me what they're making, or they even share with me some things about their lives, and I like that the most. I like the meeting, the people who just connecting, and we get each other. We like the same kind of things, and those friendships mean a lot to me. So that's what I like the most.
I want to come and give you a hug. Social distancing.
Yeah. 6 feet back.
Regarding YouTube as a platform, now this could be a difficult question, so I can understand you turning around and going, do you know what, I can't answer that, let's go on to the next one. That's fine. All good. Okay. What would you have implemented on YouTube if you had the ability to do so?
Easy question.
Oh, good
the ability. I get so frustrated because I want to see what my friends are making. I would love to have ability to put some kind of pictures for the people who are watching my channel, that they could share back with me.
Oh, kind of like a semi-Facebook interaction thingy. I mean, they are linked, so hear that, YouTube? Get sorted. Okay, next question. Well done. Next question. Apart from knitting, what are your other interests?
None other. No. No,
Cuddling my yarn, stroking my yarn,
yes,
placing my yarn in order.
my precious. No, I love animals. I love cats and dogs. Sorry. I I love all kinds of animals. I like to swim. We have a swimming pool. I like I appreciate gardening like you, but I'm nothing like you. I usually end up killing things I try to
You are
grow.
staying away from my garden, Gina. Stay away.
But I love it. My grandmother was an avid gardener. She could just grow anything from just a little bitty sprig. But I appreciate it and I enjoy it and I like seeing it, and I just am not good at it. What else? I love my church. I have a strong faith. Those are things that I enjoy reading God's word, and we're very active in that. So that's another part of my life as well. And I think that's probably enough.
That's fine. It's fine. Okay. Have you ever sold any of your crafts?
Never.
Why not?
I don't know. Well, I do know. I think it stems personally from my inner head, but not everything I make is perfect. There are mistakes on things, and I don't feel like if somebody's paying me money for it that they should get something that's imperfect. And I would worry that they would see that mistake maybe later on and be like, oh, there's a mistake here. So I just haven't felt comfortable enough to do it. And then also I don't want to mass produce the same thing over and over, because then I wouldn't really enjoy it. I have a short attention span, and I don't like making the same thing over and over again. So I just haven't.
Well, there's no problem in selling one-offs like a majority of people in Etsy do. It can be a case of, do you know what, I'd like this to go to a really good home, but I could really do with a little bit of money back. There's nothing wrong with that. You give a shawl away. I mean, you gave one to, it was Daigo Crochet's raffle that
Yes.
Pat won it, and that was to go to somebody, and you had the confidence to do that.
That was the first time I'd ever done something like that, and I was pretty nervous about doing that. But yeah, I did do that. So that was kind of like my first little step in that foray. Until then, everything I've made has been, my poor mom has like 100 shawls, and she can't walk. They're weighting her down. And
so they're good enough for your mum, but not good enough for anybody else.
My mom's my biggest fan.
You've got to remember, and this goes for anybody and everybody, it doesn't matter what you create, what you make, there will be imperfections. Even the slightest one, you may look at it and think it's a mountain when it's probably just a little anthill.
My eye goes right to it if I see if I've done it.
That's just it. You know where the fault is. You know where it's gone wrong. But nobody else will notice unless you point it out. But that's the brilliant thing about handmade items. They are unique. They are so perfectly handmade, in the sense of, you know it's handmade, and that's why you have bought it. That you should sell your stuff, Gina. Okay. Okay. Question.
Baby steps.
I'm just thinking of your poor mum. Next question.
I know. She's always like trying to say, do you want to borrow this back? Do you want this back?
See, she's trying to get rid of it.
Exactly.
Okay. Next question. What are 5 craft tools or craft supplies that you definitely couldn't live without?
Oh, okay. Yarn, crochet hooks, knitting needles, beads, and was that how many? 4?
That's 4.
Oh, stitch markers.
She's just covered everything. Everything. Except one thing, a yarn
Uh-oh.
needle. How are you going to sew in the ends without a yarn needle?
I think I said a needle. Did I not?
Well, you said needles. We count that as knitting needles, miss.
And then I said a crochet hook.
You did say crochet hook.
I did.
You did.
I did.
But how are you going to put in the yarn ends without a yarn needle?
Oh, yeah, I need one of those too. A
Yeah,
tapestry needle.
you can't have one of them because that's a 6th tool.
I can only have 5?
You can
This
only
is like
have
Castaway?
5. 5. We have rules round here, Gina. Rules.
Okay, I take back my beads and I put in my tapestry needle.
You're taking away your beads?
Well, I got to weave in my ends.
You're leaving the crochet hook in, but you're taking away the bit.
Yep, because you got to pick up stitches with a crochet hook.
I'm
if you
sorry,
don't.
no. I'm done now. Okay, I'm closing that question down. We are going on to the next question. Putting away the beads. I mean, really. Okay.
You only gave me 5.
Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger.
You.
Right. I think I know what the answer to this is, but explain it. How long has it taken you to be confident in front of the camera?
I'm still not confident in front of the camera. I mean, I started this in August of last year, and I'll try not to give you the backstory, but my husband was like, if you're going to sit there and knit, you might as well turn on the camera. And I was just like, and he just kept on saying that and saying that. And so finally I was like, okay, I'll try it, but I don't think it's going to be that interesting. And I still struggle with it because, I mean, I like to try to put, you guys who've watched my videos, I try to put stuff in there that, you know, a little bit of history about behind certain types of lace. Or, you know, when I talked about socks, I talked about the little bit of the history of Estonian socks because I find that interesting, way more interesting than me talking about what I just made on my knitting needles. So I struggle with it, but I'm trying. Baby steps.
Well done. Well done. Right. I'm going to pause the countdown timer. Gina, take a drink while you still can, because I'm going to address the people in the room, because we are now halfway through our interview with Gina. As you heard, I stopped the timer to address you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please give us your questions. Give us your compliments. You know, I'll take a couple as well if you wish. All are being saved for Gina at the end. So please, please, please keep them coming in, as they will be asked. If you yourself are a crafter, or you'd like to nominate a particular crafter, please send me an email. The address is down in the description below. Gina, shall we restart the timer and finish up this second half?
Let's do it.
Okie coke. Next question. Now she's guzzled a reservoir. Do you work on craft projects when you travel?
Yes. In the car, I've been known to even try to take beads to the doctor's office. It's not really, I wouldn't recommend that because I got to spread out, but I've tried it and I've gotten a lot of looks, but yeah, I don't like to, I like to keep busy. So, and I feel like you're wasting a lot of time just, you know, waiting on doctors and stuff or dentist or waiting online to pick somebody up. So yes, definitely.
I can't imagine you sitting there in the doctor's office with needles and beads and the hook.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And they walk in and I'm like, Oh, wait a minute. I got to finish this stitch. Hold on. I make them wait.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I know.
Right. This question is a twofold question. What would force you to stop doing YouTube?
I guess if I felt like there was really no interest in it, or, if nobody really watched, I probably wouldn't do it, just because I would probably find a different avenue to connect with people. Like, there are other avenues. There's Facebook groups, there's Ravelry. There are groups within Ravelry where you can talk to people about the projects you're working on. So if I wasn't having any interaction with people, probably that's when I would stop.
There will always be interaction on YouTube, Gina. So that means you're staying forever. Stick your seatbelt on, girl. Okay, so like I said, twofold.
Oh, great.
What would force you to stop knitting?
If I could not move my hands to do it, if I couldn't physically do it.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Okay. You're going to love this one. On average, how long does it take from the very, very start to the very, very end for you to put out a video?
Oh, it depends. Some videos are easy, some are longer because I have more pictures. I'm trying to make my videos
this is why I said average, you see, because some of us, they could take like 4 minutes, some could take 4 days, but you're average.
Counting mean making the item that I'm showing as well. Okay. Yeah.
Let people know really how much time is involved that goes into all this.
A week on the average. There are some that are longer, some that are shorter.
Sure. Well, average tends to be in the middle. So a week. Well done. Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you could win a lifetime supply of products from your favorite craft brand, which craft brand would you go with?
Oh my goodness. It would be a yarn supplier for sure, because that would just be amazing to have just whatever you wanted.
You do I do a name drop? Name drop, go for it.
Crud. I don't know. Oh, I like the lace weight yarns. I like the lace weight yarns, but I also appreciate like a Lion brand because they have a big variety. Lion brand. I'll just say Lion brand. I like their colors. I like their variety of yarns that they put out.
I want to hug you again. Okay. How do you decide what to make next?
It depends. I have just over the last couple of years being involved in a couple of different groups on Ravelry. There are projects that come up every year at certain times, and I know I want to participate in those. Like there's a project coming up in April that I participated in the last 5 years. That drives what I do sometimes, just the timing of the year. If I have a little bit lighter schedule where something like that isn't happening, then I look at my list of projects that's like a mile long and just try to figure out something that I haven't made or that I have the yarn to make or the time, and then I go for that. So it's a little bit of both.
With both hands and a lot of gusto, she goes for it.
Go for it. I say, give it a go. That's what I say all the time. Just give it a go. I kind of jumped in with both feet into all of this. You know, I didn't grow up knitting. I only started like 10 years ago, and I didn't even start knitting. Well, I did start knitting, but I started with looms, and then I moved into crochet for a few years. So I've really only been knitting since like 2014, and then I jumped right into lace. I just went right into it, and my first projects were, but you have to start somewhere, you know, and that's just kind of how I do. I just, if I want to try something, I just jump in and do it, you know. Learn
Okay,
as
so
I go.
personal question from me then. Why lace?
Love it. I just love it. I love the look of it. I guess I'm a very old fashioned type of person. I appreciate fashion from the older days. Like I love the era and I love the 1800s. I love that time of life. I live a little bit simpler kind of life. So I love old fashioned lace. I just think it's really pretty, and um, always been drawn to it. It's just what I prefer. So I also appreciate a little bit of a fancy flair. So I just feel like it's a little bit of adds a little bit of fancy to your outfit.
I don't think anyone can disagree with liking a bit of fancy.
Just like a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of beads, a little bit of lace.
Oh yeah, sparkling beads. Heck yeah, bring it on. Okay. Now you've touched on this in a previous question, but if you can elaborate slightly with it, that'd be brilliant, please. Um, do you seek feedback when you post a video?
Absolutely. I mean, okay, yeah, yes. Okay, let me elaborate. No, I really do. Really, when I ask people to put comments below, I really want people to put comments below. If I ask, what are you knitting? I really want to know. I want you to tell me. I enjoy hearing what you're making. And I mean, I want the details. I want to know what color you're making. I want to know what yarn you're using. If you're putting beads on there, what type of pattern you're using. If you're, you know, I enjoy that technical part of it. So the more details people give me, the more times they comment back with me back and forth. I love it. So yeah, I do appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the interaction the most.
Lovely. And she does comment back to everything.
I
Even
try.
if you just stick a blue heart in the comments, she comes back with a question and a lovely comment back. So don't be afraid to comment. But
Please don't be.
don't just leave little blue hearts. Leave, leave a proper comment, because it means more.
Well, I love them. So, I mean, I really do love them. It means the world to me. I read every one of them. So,
She does. Okay, next question. If you could name a craft product or have your own crafting line, what would it be called? I know it's a weird one, but we like weird around here.
something with the name Pike in it for sure. I don't know what that would be, but something with a pike. And it would have to be some type of yarn that's easy to use. I think the thing that people really back off of when using like the lace yarns is that there's a lot of care that goes into them, so it doesn't make it easy to use. Like you have to hand soak these items. You have to block them to get them to shape right. So there's no washing machine, there's no dryer. If there could be some type of nice, super nice lace yarn where you could do that, that's what I think would be really cool to have. Make your life a little bit easier.
Lovely. I wasn't expecting yarn, I was expecting needles, but lovely. I like it.
I'm all about the yarn.
All about the yarn!
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give an example of when you thought outside of the box?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know right off the top of my head. I mean, I've had to improvise many times. I mean, this is just a silly example. Like if I don't have like I'm trying to think of what that's called. Like you had those little cable needles that you can use. I've used pencils. I try to
Oh,
use
wow.
what I have to,
That's good. I like that. It's not a case of I haven't got it, so I give up. It's you look around and do you know what? That's not far off. I'll use that.
yeah, I've used like a pencil before for a cable hook, or I've used, the end of the crochet hook, just like this end so that I could hold the stitches forward or back. Um, do that all the time, just, or like
Well,
if when I was first making stuff and I didn't have enough blocking mats, I would use like blankets to put underneath and pin it all out and just things like that. So I can't really think of anything.
that
Great.
works. That is thinking outside of the box. I mean, who would think of really getting my pencil out because I fancy doing some knitting? And there you go. Okay, how do you prioritize your work against real life?
Have a hard time with that. I'm not a big balanced person. I'm a kind of, when I was working, I was all about work. So when this starts to feel a little like a job, I put a lot into it, and the rest of me kind of might suffer some. So I have to work harder to do that, but I don't do it well. I put a lot into when I get into something, and I've got to find the balance a lot better. I've always been like that. I just get focused on something and put a lot of all my energy into that, and I need to be a little bit better about that.
So your answer is something like priorities? What are they? What
Right.
does that even mean?
Exactly. I'm doing what I want
to do. Okay. Do you research trends or materials?
Sometimes I've never thought about doing it that way. Like I never thought about when I was starting out my YouTube stuff. I never thought like I should do something popular, but I kind of ended up doing a popular shawl. I was knitting it when everybody else was. I mean, like 5,000 other people were knitting that shawl at the same time, and I ended up making videos about it. And it's actually the most viewed video that I have because I did that. And so when that happened, now I have thought about doing that, and I ended up making a couple of other things that were very popular at the time, like a very hot pattern being made. And it was kind of fun, actually, just to see, because you get a little bit more interaction of people just knitting that instead of more interested in what I usually do. Because it was a little bit different. This was more not so lace. It was a lot of color work and more solid type of a fabric being made.
And I've just dropped me laminates. Excuse me. Sorry.
Knitter dropper laminates.
You dropped me laminates. Okay. Have you ever given up either knitting or YouTube only to start again at a later date?
Not yet. Mm-mm.
Not yet. Good girl. Good girl. She's plodding on. Plodding on. Has the way you have worked changed from when you first began?
Mm-hmm. Tremendously. When you first start out, you don't realize, you're just figuring it all out, and there's a whole thing behind YouTube for people. There are people who know that already, but you got to learn all of that. And I think the better, I try to plan a lot more now, like plan ahead and stay ahead, because things happen. If you're running, like, say you got a video to put out for tomorrow, you can easily make it today, edit it, and try to get it all together. But then, sometimes things happen. Say your internet goes down, you don't get your video uploaded, and or it takes 10 hours to upload your video. And the better that I can plan, the better I feel as a person. When I'm that kind of cutting it close to the edge, I'm a lot more stressed out. And so I try to plan a lot more now than I did back then to eliminate all of that. I got to get this done.
Dare I say you prioritize?
My knitting, not the rest of my life.
Well, you know, I said, do I dare? Well, I obviously did dare, but yeah. Okay.
Touche.
Can you name a time when your patience was tested?
Oh, every day. Yeah. I have a little bit of patience. I don't have a lot. So I have to remind myself. Yeah. Every day. Do you want a specific example or?
Oh, if you've got one, go for it.
Don't
look at Brian when you're thinking.
Oh no, he's not. He's outside. He's not here. I'm just looking
off into the might be looking at him going,
He can tell you a million of them right off the top of his head. I'm never a patient person. If my computer acts weird, I get, why are you doing that? Why are you acting up? But I don't know. I could give you a million examples. I am not patient. I need to be more patient. So
I think by that answer, what we need to do is get Gina some anger management classes.
Probably.
just by going with that answer, you know. Okay.
Sounds appropriate.
This might make you think, or you may go, ta-da! Let's find out. What holds you back from taking your knitting even further?
Me, I think. I overthink things a lot, and I worry about everything, and I often think nobody's going to care about this. And when I do talk about something, people are like, oh, they connect with it better than I think they will. So I think it's mostly myself in my head.
I think a lot of the time you've got to remember you are not alone. You may think you are, but there's so many more people out there that are in exactly the same boat, have been in that boat and jumped out very quickly.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's nice to share. And again, I guess that helps with the comments that you can share and go, oh, I've been there. Oh, well, I did this to help, you know, have a go. Yeah.
I've had a lot of the people that are in my group, my family, that have helped me. Like one lady before I did socks told me about the Crazy Sock Lady, which is, you know, a tutorial that I followed for my first pair of socks that helped me tremendously. People have told me, like, when I had trouble with my laddering, try this tip, you know. So yeah, it's a give and take. It's not all about me just what I know in my head. I appreciate that, and they have been giving me that back, and that's what I like a lot. So
okay. Who would you love to see on your channel leaving a comment for you?
Romy Hill.
Why Ronnie Hill?
Rosemary Hill, but she goes by Romy, Romi, because she's somebody that I knit all her patterns all the time, and she's the queen of lace and beads, and she's an amazing knitter, designer, and I love her work. I would just freak out if she left a comment on my channel. I would be like, oh my God, she left a comment on my channel.
Gina will fangirl. If anybody is in touch with Romy, please.
Well, one time, when I knitted one of her, it was a part of the Rose City Yarn Crawl. When they did that in 2019, I think it was 2019. It was this shawl right here. She posted it on her website, and I like freaked out because it. Anyway, this was a shawl, and she actually posted it on her Instagram site, and it. Anyway, it made my day. So.
Oh,
She came on my YouTube channel. That would make me very happy. Can y'all see it? Do I need to come back maybe like that?
That's, I mean, for me, I love it close up because I can see the stitches on it. But
Okay.
with it going back, people can see the overall effect of it.
Yeah. I think I'm on the wrong side. Dang, sorry. Here.
Oh my gosh, it has sides.
Yes. Yes. So anyway, that was a moment for me. That was a really nice moment. And if she came on my YouTube channel, I'd just be even more, because it would mean like she was watching me say something and be like, ah.
I want to see Gina fangirling. I really do. I really do. Okay. Are you more an extrovert or an introvert? And give an example.
Big introvert. How long did it take you to get me to do this? I'm a very shy person. I'm better when I'm talking, like, I feel like this is you and me, and I'm trying not to think about other people watching this. But I'm very shy in a big group. If I have to speak in front of a group, like live, it's very uncomfortable for me. That's why I think I preferred the edited videos, because I can edit out the ums and the spaces of silence. And
I come up with the ums and the ers and the a lot. I wouldn't worry about it.
I do it all the time. Here we go. Here's the ums. But I just am a very shy person, very kind of quiet, reserved. My husband's the outgoing one. I'm the shy one.
Okay. You've got a bit of yin and yang going on. Next question. Who would you say is your target audience?
Beginning knitters.
Why the beginning knitters?
Because I think I show that I didn't do this all my life. If I can do this by watching YouTube videos, anyone can do this. And that's kind of what I want to inspire people to do. That if all I did was I watched some videos and I practiced and practiced. I started small, like with washcloths and things like that. Scarves, moved on to scarves, and then it got, bigger, blankets and shawls. But I just jumped in, learned to stitch, practiced it all the time, and then went on to other things. And if I can do this, I started, 10, 11 years ago. If I can do this in my old age, anybody can do it.
Okay. Just want to address something because I forgot at the end of the last question. For any channels that Gina has mentioned in her interview, give me up to an hour after this has gone out, and it will be in the description. I won't put it in the chat because this is all about Gina and not other channels, but it will be in the description afterwards. So please bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Gina, we have time for one more question with me.
Okay.
But you get to choose the question.
Okay.
All you need to do is pick a number between 1 and 46.
46.
Ooh, straight in there.
Because the last number never gets picked.
Oh, I've wanted to give you so many hugs in this interview. Oh, okay. Your question is, especially after everything that you've said, especially after all that, what motivates you to keep making YouTube content?
That's a hard question.
Hey, you picked it. Don't blame me. You picked it.
Change my number. No, I think, like I said, I have touched on this. The people are motivating me to do it, because the more comments I get, like if I put something out and I don't get any comments, I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I'll change the direction. But if I put stuff out and nobody comments on it, I'm not going to be motivated. But if people are commenting on it and interacting, that is my fuel. And that's what makes me want to do more, because I like that. I enjoy that very much. So the people are my motivation.
Very, very nice answer.
Thanks. It's true.
I like it. Okay. We are now at the end of my portion of the interview.
Did it. Woo.
You're not quite finished yet, Gina. That's just my bit. We are now going to turn to the questions from our live supporters.
Okay.
We have a maximum of 15 minutes here. So people in the chat, if you still have questions, get them in now, because as soon as I get to the end of the questions that I have saved up here, that's when we'll end the interview. So get them in while you still can. Right.
Put me on the hot seat.
Is it feeling a little bit warm?
Some of them were, yes.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. First question. I've got a lot of compliments.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, guys.
Do you prefer hand-dyed yarn or mass-produced?
Hand-dyed, 1,000,000%.
Why?
Because the no two are alike. They all have their little variations. You know, they might do them like 10 skeins in a big old pan, but no two are going to be alike because the dye will hit it a different way.
And I do apologize. I forgot to say that question came from Ingrid's Inspirations. I'm sorry.
Good question, Ingrid. Hi, Ingrid.
Hey, no talking to the chat. Shush. It's just you and me. Shush. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Another question from Ingrid. When did your love for knitting start and why?
I've always loved knitting. Always. Even as a kid, I wanted to learn, but nobody in my life did that. My grandmother, she didn't do it. My mom, nobody was crafty. And I just never, I grew up in a time when there wasn't the internet. I am old, and, there wasn't the information, getting the information wasn't as easy as it is now. And then you get into life, you get to college, you get into life. And I did have a little bit of an injury, which prevented me from being able to work. So that gave me the time I needed, because when I was working, I was still way too busy. I still wanted to do it. I just didn't really have the time. But after that happened, I had a little more time. And then we had the internet, and I was able to buy some yarn off the internet as well and get going. So I've always had the interest. I just didn't always have the time.
Now she has the time, and she has us.
Yes.
Next question comes from Come Craft with Sissy, and she asks, what is your favorite type of yarn and color together?
Ooh, that's such a good
know the color. Let's face it, we know the color.
I have other colors here, Lisa.
But they're not your favorite, and you know it.
Yes, pinks. Pinks are my favorite. I love pink yarn. I think everything behind me over here is pink. I like. I love this color of pink. The darker pinks, kind of almost purpley. It almost looks red, actually, I think. But pinks, any shades of pink are my favorites. And the more the better. Like I have all these over here that are all pinks that I just, some of my favorite yarns are pink. I think this whole top shelf behind me here is all pink, and that's not even all the pinks that I have. I just pink, 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 pink. It's my favorite.
So you've gone a bit pink crazy?
Yes, I do like to put grays with pink as well. I think those are my two favorites. So she asked about the color with it. I think grays and pink, if it has both of those, that's I'm going to buy it probably if I have money in my pocket and my husband lets me.
I feel a splurge coming on.
If somebody shows me something that's gray and pink, I really am like, oh no.
I might find something around here really quickly to shove at the camera.
Oh no.
Next question is from Ingrid's Inspirations. I see something beautiful on the wall behind you. Please do tell us about it. So now hang on, I'm going to make you large so we can just get a little bit closer. There we go.
That is the first ever pie shawl that I made. So it's a big circular shawl. It's a pattern that was designed by Helen Stewart, who is Curious Handmade. If you guys ever want to make a pattern, her patterns are extremely well written. I mean, she details them line by line so you can check off every line as you go. Awesome. I love that. It's really handy too when you're just starting out because you can see exactly where you are. But she made this design, and it's a 4-color. I used 4 skeins of different colors, and it's taller than I am. So it's over 5'6", and my first ever pie shawl. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to make. So thank you for asking about it, Ingrid. I appreciate that. I'm not supposed to say your name, but thank you.
You're not supposed to say a name. Yes, the rules are being broken, everybody. She's breaking the rules.
I'm a little bit of a rebel. I'm
fine.
shy, but I'm a rebel.
Shy rebel. Okay. Next question comes from Karen Y.
Hi.
Gina, have you ever donated your shawls before?
Yes. Just recently, that was the first time I'd ever done it, and I donated to a fundraiser for Sharon's Crochet Corner that was hosted by Daigo Crochet, and she gave away 4 shawls that I made. They were all, not all of them, 3 of them were lace and beads, and one of them was more just a lacy kind of a shawl, and which was a Rami Hill design, by the way. And then I just recently gave away this shawl that's over here. It's fixing to go. It's going to be mailed on Monday. It was in another fundraiser for Sharon's Crochet that Mama Swift and Carrie the Yarny Elephant hosted, and that is another Rami Hill design. That's Cathedral Grove. That was her 2019 Mystery Knit Along. That purple shawl is going to Adele Romero, who won that. So yes, I have, but that's a recent thing. I've only done that since this year. So this year was the first time I've ever done that.
So have you ever donated outside of raffles, apart from to your mum?
No.
Okay.
I should.
Is that confidence?
I'm sorry?
Is that confidence that has stopped you?
I think so. I've just never really I haven't really known many people who are doing those, that are doing those. And then I met Daigo through like Granny D's channel and heard about Sharon. And then I was like, I have all of these shawls. I've never donated. Why don't I just see if she would even be interested? I showed her my work, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I would be glad to use them as a prize." I wasn't even sure she would want to use them as a prize, but I just haven't known many people or even thought about it in that avenue. And I think it might be confidence, because I'm like, I don't even know if people would really even want to win one of my shawls as a prize. It's.
Where she goes again.
I know.
Tina, shut up.
I'm just being honest here, but that's how.
You wait until we've finished and I start giving you the compliments. I can see you just turning into a little bit of a smush pit.
I will.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Karen Y has another question. Gina, do you have any tips, remedies, stretches, etc., for sore hands and fingers? I find that mine ache more when I knit than when I crochet.
I definitely would, take a break every hour, or if you need to take it sooner than that, you need to stretch your fingers out. Just don't push yourself too hard. You know what you're dealing with, so yeah, take breaks, I would find some good finger exercises, but mostly just some stretches, to move your hands in a different way to release some of that cramp. And then also, I'm not advertising this product, but I have used this before. My husband uses this. It's called Voltaren gel. It starts with a V as in victory. And that I found is also very helpful when my fingers are hurting. I will put some of that on my fingers, and it's almost like magic. It just stops the pain. It's kind of wild how fast it works.
Wild.
It is.
Sounds like you're putting your fingers in the jaw of a tiger. Okay, another question from Ingrid's Inspirations. Do you wear the shawls you make, Gina?
Yes, I do. But the thing is, I live in a hot climate, so I wear them mostly in the winter and fall time. Or if I'm making a video, I might throw one on if it's not too warm. But I do have one shawl that I made that is mine. The rest of them I'm like open to like donating or gifting them to people, but there's one that I made that I'll always keep for myself. And so yes, I do wear them, but so I do have one favorite shawl.
You got it? You haven't got it.
Do I have it? Yes, it's a Romy Hill one too.
Let's make you big. Show it off, girl. Show it off.
Okay, this is the shawl. This is my favorite. And you know what? It doesn't even have any beads on it. Am I on the right side? No, I'm on the wrong side. Okay. This is it.
My God. The intricateness on that. I mean, I can't see it from here, but I have to ask, is there beading on there?
No, there's no beads.
Oh, no beading, and it's still a favourite.
I know.
Look at it.
The border.
Oh my gosh, the intricate work. Ugh. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, bar the pinkness, of course, but absolutely beautiful.
Well, you know what's funny about this shawl is I made it when I made a different one for when I did the mystery knit along with Romy Hill, and then a friend of mine commented on it on Instagram, was like, "Oh, I love that shawl. Would you ever sell it to me?" And I know her, and I've known her for a while. I know her from when I ran a yarn D-stash group on Facebook, and she was a part of that. I don't do that anymore, but so we've known each other for a while, and I just was like, I'll just give it to you. And then after I gave it to her, I was like, oh, I really should. I missed that shawl. So that's why I made another one, and that's why I'll probably won't ever give this one away, because I ended up making two of the same design, which I don't do a lot of. I try not to do that, but.
Never give it away, Gina. Hold on to it and hold on to it tight.
Not this one. The other ones are like, I have so many over here that you can't see that are just, they should be used. If somebody likes it, it's like, or if I can donate it to help somebody raise money for some cause, I think that's important to help out and help each other out, be kind. I'd rather them go to something like that than to be stored in my yarn room,
or weigh your mum down,
or weigh my mom down. Yeah, exactly. She's strong, but she can only wear so many.
Okay. Next question is from I feel so sorry for you. The image that I have in my head. Next question is from Karen Y. Gina, do you have a favorite knit designer?
Probably Romy Hill, I think. I've mentioned her name several times. I've done her mystery knit along since 2016. I've done it every year, and it's coming up again in April, and I can hardly wait. I've been trying to figure out what yarn I'm going to use. I do it every year. I just love her stuff, and that shawl I just showed was one of hers. She has a way of making lace easy. I mean, that looks hard, but it really wasn't. And she just has well-written patterns, and I enjoy every stitch I make of all of her designs. It's like I'm to the end. Oh, no, I'm to the end. So hers, I would think.
Okie dokie. Right, I have to say at this point, no more questions in here, please, because we have more than enough and we kind of are at the end of time, but I'm going to finish off the questions that have come in so far. So
Okay.
please, no more questions here. If you have a question, the easiest thing to do is go over to Gina's channel and go and leave a comment in one of her videos. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Okay. Next question. Ingrid's inspirations. This is a twofold question.
Okay.
Do you block your shawls after every wash?
Yes. Every time.
Okay. So if you do not have blocks to block on, is there anything else one can use?
Yes. Depends on the size of the shawl. You can put like lay down quilts, blankets, towels, or you can even, I've seen people even use their bed. If you have a big enough bed, you can, pin it out and pin it on your bed.
I need a bigger bed.
I do actually, if I could plug this just real quick, I have a tutorial on how I block coming out this week, this next week. So hopefully that will show you guys how I do my blocking process.
I hope you guys heard that. Can I plug? I'm here in the spotlight trying to promote my channel, but hang on, can I plug one of my videos? I mean, come on, girl, come on. Okay. Next question comes from Barbara Wriggle Baker. Who do you think is a good YouTuber for a new knitter to watch to actually learn to knit?
Most anybody, if you dig hard enough, has the videos like that break down the stitches. I like Very Pink Knits. Her tutorials are really well done. Her name is Stacy. I can't think of her last name. But Very Pink Knits. I also like Expression Fiber Arts. She has a lot of good tutorials that I watched when I was learning more. I mean, I still watch tutorials. There are still stitches I find, or I can't remember because I haven't done them in a while. But I think those two would be the two I would look at for beginning tutorials. And then maybe some of mine, but...
There you go. See, now what I was going to say. I'm sitting here going, hello? You do tutorials on beginner stitches and how to start. Hello? Plug yourself, girl. Plug yourself.
They're really good, though. They're really good.
Okay. Next question is from Distinctive Crochet.
Priscilla.
Hi, Gina. Where is your favorite place to find patterns that you want to make?
Ravelry. Ravelry, 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 Ravelry. I used to spend a lot of time before I became a YouTuber. I spent a lot of time in Ravelry. I was really bad about scouring all the patterns, like all the popular patterns that come out and then they rise to the top. I would spend like probably 2 hours a day looking at the list, and then I would always grab the free ones. I have like a library on Ravelry of probably 30,000 patterns because they were free. I know, it's horrible. I'm surprised they haven't started charging me for storage of that stuff. But I love to go in there and just see what's popular, see what other people like, because they have the hot trends, so you can look at that and see what people are liking. Or they also have a new section in there which are for new people who are new designers, like a beginner spotlight. So I like to look at that too and kind of just see what new people are starting to put designs out. So that's definitely my favorite place to go because they just have a wide variety of things.
I'm going to say Gina's answer was Ravelry.
Ravelry.
Okay, Ravelry. Next question is from Robin Rhodes. She asks, Knitting TurnPike, was there one particular person that you credit who gave you the inspiration to start your YouTube channel?
I'd say my husband. He's been the one that's been he is a super video person. I'm more of a I like to read a book versus watch the movie. But he's always I want to watch the movie. I want to watch a video on how to do something versus reading the instructions. And he even created like I mean back in the day he created like he was doing wedding video stuff and but he was like, you should do this. I will help you. It won't be that, if you get to something hard, I will help you. So, and then he was like, if you're going to just knit, you might as well turn the camera on and I will help you. So I think he pushed me the most to do it. And I say, I definitely have to give him the credit.
Good on Brian.
Brian, yeah.
Sarah's little corner of the crochet world. Who made your scrunchie, Gina?
This one? I made this one. It's just a little black and white. It's got a little white.
Let me make you big so that we can actually see properly.
Oh no. I don't want to take it down because my hair is a mess, but okay. You can see it's even got like I got a little thread coming off the end, so it's coming a little loose, but I made this one. But I did get I've got some new ones coming from Dina's Yo-Yos because she made me some that I'm excited to get because it's going to be different colors because I only have this one and a red, white, and blue one that I made. And then, but she's got me a whole bunch of different colors. I watched a couple of her videos and she was making all those scrunchies and I'm like, do you ever sell your scrunchies? And she's like, yeah. So I'm excited. I'm going to get some different color scrunchies for my hair. Because I have some crazy hair right now I haven't had my hair cut since of COVID. So it's kind of.
Hey, we all can have crazy hair. I have them every single day and I just go, meh. Okay. Gina, our time is now up.
Whoo, okay. That was fun.
Thank you to everyone that has joined us at this time and for all of your questions. And all the compliments will be told to Gina for the next 2 hours after this has ended, because flipping heck, they've been coming in. Also, thank you, of course, to those who are watching the replay, whether that be on my own channel or whether that be over at Gina's channel. Thank you very much because it really helps with the watch hours. Now, Gina, please stay where you are, Gina, and to everyone else, we thank you for joining us and we hope to see you at the next spotlight. But for now, take care and thank you very much. If you'd like to say goodbye, Gina.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you coming over here to watch and listen to me talk about me. And it's very, very sweet. And I love each and every one of you. And thank you for being here.
Yay. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.